Cleaning your bike is essential for making expensive parts last longer and your bike faster. A little effort is going to go a long way, and in fact, you can go from this to this with minimal effort. I will show you how to get your bike showroom shiny, but that drivetrain was a disgrace. So let's start there. Now, I find it easiest to clean the drivetrain when the bike is off the ground. But if you don't have a work stand like this, then you can simply lean the bike against the wall. Just make sure that the rear tyre, the saddle, and one of the levers is contacting the wall for stability. And you also need to be able to backpedal. That's really important. Cleaning drivetrains requires degreaser. Now, you can get bike-specific stuff, but it isn't really necessary, and it can be quite expensive. You'll also need a bucket of warm soapy water, a sponge, a brush, some fresh water, and some towels. Pour some of the degreaser into an old water bottle. I do this because spraying degreaser anywhere near the drivetrain can get it on the rotor, and that can cause squeaky disc brakes. Instead, we're going to apply the degreaser using a brush. Now just brush it all over the chain rings, the cassette, and the jockey wheels. A brush with long bristles is great for getting right into the cassette. With it all soaked in, I've got a top tip for getting your chain super clean. Now, dirt loves to build up in here, so grab an old shoe brush, just do a nice big scrub. If your chain and cassette are in a horrific state, like this one, that belongs to Robin, the videographer, then you can soak them overnight in something like clean spirit. It's like white spirit, but a bit less harmful for the environment. I know this is a lot of effort, but if you are trying to make expensive bike parts last longer, then it's worth doing. Right, that's the drivetrain done, so we can rinse it off now and then move on to the wheels. Now, the wheels themselves don't actually take that much cleaning, but removing the rear wheel in particular will allow us to get that pro level clean. For one, we've opened up this bit of the frame, which we'll get to in a moment, but we can also get at the cassette. So grabbing the degreaser again, get it right into those sprockets, and then simply grab the shoe brush, give it some elbow grease. Rinse it off and you will have a super shiny cassette. Not only does that look better, it will last longer and save you money in the long run. Wheels generally just need a good soapy sponge. Hit the tyres, get the rims, and then do the hub shells. You can do these with a sponge, or if you have a brush, it makes it a bit easier. Once you're done, rinse them down and then we can do some puncture protection. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with those tyres, so I've had to grab my winter bike to show you. Grab the wheel, and starting at the valve, what you want to do is look for anything like this, these little bits that get wedged in the tread, and you might find some small cuts. You just want to investigate them and make sure that if there is anything in there, you flick it out, because that is a puncture waiting to happen. If you're worried about any larger cuts, like this one, say, you can dab a little bit of super glue in there, but this isn't essential. If you've got disc rotors that are squealing like a piggy, then there is some steps that we can take to try to silence them. What we need to do is chemically clean them using some isopropyl alcohol or acetone. So you simply pop some on a cotton pad and then wipe the braking surface, just like so. You'll also need to sort out the pads. Now, if there's a good bit of material left, simply sand them down until you find fresh material, then finish them off with some more isopropyl alcohol or acetone. That's the basics though. If you want more in-depth guide on how to clean your disc brakes, we've got a full video on it. The link is in the description. Now, it's really not a problem today, but if it was sunny, then I want to leave my frame till last, because if I cover this in soap, it will just dry and then it will be covered in little marks. But before I reach for the soapy sponge, we need to sort some more disc brake things. Brake dust has a habit of collecting under here with disc brakes, and even rim brakes are not immune, so we want to move that. So grab your degreaser and just get under the frame, just in there. It also pays to do just inside here, because that's where your chain is closest to the frame and you're likely to get spots. The rest of the frame is super simple, so start from the top and just work your way down, and remember to get under the tubes. Sweat loves to collect under here, so if you're cleaning a turbo bike, or like me, you switch your bike from indoors to outdoors, clean under there, because sweat, it corrodes things, and well, we don't want that. And remember to get the bits that you can't see, so under there, behind here, and then under the bottom bracket as well. If you leave dirt to sit on the frame, it can dull your nice paint, and we don't really want that. So now rinse the bike and we're nearly there. With all of that done, you need to dry the bike. Grab an old towel and start from the top, getting as much of the water off as possible. Now, if you come to a little bolt that's still full of water and you can't really access it with the towel, give a little, that'll sort it. The same tactic can be used for any gaps that you find. It has worked over here, I promise. Lastly, switch towels to dry the drivetrain. Now, doing this and then lubricating your chain will help to prevent rust spots. The chain lube that you use is down to you. Some prefer to wax their chains, others prefer a drip wax, some prefer a dry lube, and then others prefer a wet lube. I have to say, the drip wax is my favorite to use. It's really easy to apply and it doesn't pick up much dirt, which means that it should prolong the life of your chain, cassette, and chain rings. And with the wheels back on, you will have a bike that is in perfect showroom condition with components, crucially, that will last longer, saving you money. But is there a bike cleaning trick that you use at home? Share it in the comments. Or, heaven forbid, do you not wash your bike at all? I want to know why. If you like this video, then please remember to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for loads more. We'll see you next time.